We're on the edge of a global catastrophic disaster. Human conflict, nuclear bombs, natural disasters, chemical and biological warfare. Without warning, the world as we know it can come to an end.
17 days ago, these volunteers entered a 10-week experiment designed to see if they can survive and rebuild after a simulated global disaster. Their world, constructed to mirror what survivors could experience if a viral outbreak left Los Angeles and the rest of the planet devastated. The volunteers' backgrounds and skill sets represent a cross-section of modern society. Their new home, a cordoned-off 80,000 square foot warehouse near downtown Los Angeles.
The whole manufacturing plant is something.
Inside, they've been provided with limited tools, supplies, and food. They have no electricity, no running water, and no communication with the outside world. As part of the experiment, a gang of looters and thugs will attempt to compromise the colonists' resources and security. So far, the volunteers have focused on water, power, and creature comforts. But neglecting security left them open to attack.
How did we get up in the kitchen?
Because we didn't secure the back gate.
Now, they must focus on protection before a new threat
No guns to look.
tears them apart.
We're not geniuses.
That damn gym doesn't keep us
You
alive.
want to go to the mat and see how good the gym is?
It's day 17, and the colonists have suffered a restless night. 8 hours ago, as part of the experiment, a crew of marauders set up a distraction in the yard, while 2 thieves breached the colony's makeshift defenses in the back. To simulate the fight for resources in a real disaster, 2 days of food were stolen, shattering any sense of security. Now, the colonists must assess the damage.
This was our weakest spot over here. We need to figure out what we're going to do out in that yard.
After a time, the colonists may begin to believe that any threat to their personal security becomes a real threat to their long-term survival. They'll try to protect themselves as if their lives were truly in danger.
If anything happens to one of us, it would be heartbreaking and sad. So to keep the 10 of us safe, to keep our food safe, and to keep our water safe is a priority. So security is up there, #1.
The marauders have instructions to not physically harm the colonists, but the colonists don't know that. And even with precautions, accidents happen.
Bloody. You can put it 10 again? This is one almost hit you in the head, huh?
As far as weaknesses go, I mean, the truth of the matter is you could drive a truck into this place. These people need to realize that we can be attacked every night.
Although he regrets his 6 years behind bars for drug trafficking, contractor Joey's jail time taught him about security.
I think my time in prison has prepared me for everything. It's just a part of who I am. So I'm just trying to analyze this place and maybe add a little bit of that knowledge to it. I'm working with what I can. These projects need a foreman. I need their help, but I've been saying this, there's too much math, there's too much thinking, there's too much crap that's going on. And you know what? If I fail on this, we're screwed anyway.
Okay, we'll have to
We can talk about a lot of this and what happened and stuff like that, or we can get to work and do this. I'm gonna kind of take the lead on something here today.
Oftentimes, a crisis or traumatic experience will reveal who the true leaders are in any group.
What's on the board this week is security. okay? And something I've wanted to have on the board for a while, and I think we've been, you know, putting that off. That's what we're doing this week, okay? So I'm appointing myself the boss on this, plain and simple, okay?
Joey stepping up to bat and saying, you know what, I'll be the security guy, I'm the one that's gonna do it, this is my main concern, this is what I do. I agree because he was always discussing this from the very beginning, from the very get-go.
As far as security goes, there's really 3 parts that I see to it. We need to secure the building better, okay? 2 is weapons. There are so many things in here we can use as weapons, from bombs to, you know, to flamethrowers, to just a basic good old-fashioned friggin' shank, broadsword, shields. It's time to get back also to the Dark Ages, okay? Because it works. And then the 3rd one is, Leilani, I know you've been working with some people as far as self-defense. We are most vulnerable when we are out there, okay? That's once we are secure in here, when we step out there, that's when I honestly feel like we're at the most risk. Okay, so I think we know it's time to bust some and let's get this place secured.
Without police or military, survivors must defend their resources and their lives by any means possible.
The colonist plan is to divide and conquer Joey's list of security projects. Over the next few days, most of the group will focus on building weapons, while trainer Leilani will build a gym and take the lead on teaching self-defense. Handyman Mike and machinist John will try to repair the broken-down 5-ton truck and turn it into an escape vehicle. As part of the experiment, the volunteers are confined to the warehouse compound. But 10 days ago, they decided to repair the truck, hoping it will drive them out of the colony's bleak urban setting.
It's big enough to bring the stuff that we have because I'm not leaving some of this stuff behind.
It could carry all of us. Yeah. I mean, it could be one bad battle wagon.
What they don't know yet is that details of a possible escape route will be revealed later in the experiment.
I know, this truck is gonna work.
I'm glad you have confidence in me, because I don't.
Across the main warehouse, John C. does some inventory before planning his first weapons build.
I want a couple of big projects that I need to own that actually work to my own specialty, my love of science. And I was dreaming about a flamethrower idea that I'm hoping to build.
If you were to light something at the end of a propane, you could get a pretty good feather, but it won't go very far.
Right.
This will give a big puff of flame.
John's going to build a propane-fueled flamethrower with the help of a solenoid valve he found in the warehouse.
A solenoid valve is an electromechanical switch that opens rapidly when charged with an electric current.
Hook up this barrel, we want it long enough, you're able to jam it through a window. We'll have a handle here with a trigger. The business end of this thing will be out like that, and you'll be able to kind of articulate it a little bit and move it around and hopefully fire it over the marauders' heads, and if they don't back off, you fire it at them.
While John C. works on the flamethrower, engineer Vlad is working on an explosive weapons idea of his own.
This is going to be implemented into a type of a bomb, if you wish, which would be normally like a claymore mine.
Unlike most bombs, claymores are directional. This allows them to be positioned strategically and fired safely.
And we're going to put them in the strategic areas.
A typical claymore mine is filled with dangerous shrapnel, but Vlad's got a non-lethal recipe: flour and water.
Remember, bread, not
This
bombs.
is,
Bread, not bombs. Bread, not bombs.
You cannot have bread unless you have bombs.
You can't make bombs unless you eat bread.
Vlad's ready to test his design.
We're ready? Yeah. This is the ideal thing, right like this here. Watch this, everybody. The gas is escaping, guys, so. See? Guys, be ready, okay? Be ready.
We've been ready. That was scary. Wait for you to get ready.
The colonists are taking the security issue lightly, but not Joey. While the rest of the group makes fun of Vlad's failed experiment, Joey grows more and more concerned.
Maybe they think it's secure. It's not, because I've known guys that have gotten out of fortresses that kicked the out of this. And if you can get out, you can get in.
Coming up on The Colony, an internal blow-up.
You want to go to the mat and see how good the gym is? Do you really want to go?
And a new external threat.
Hey, you can try now!
Day 18 in the colony, and self-defense instructor Lalani starts building a heavy punching bag for her training room.
I would like to set up the room because I think everyone's going a little stir crazy. And just trying to figure out something where I can make it into a place where they can start loosening up their muscles that are probably getting so tight and inflexible.
After filling a nylon bag with dirt from the yard, she needs some chains to hang it with.
Oh, and there you have it. My first sledgehammer break. 1 down, 5 more to go.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, get the heavy part there, George. Yeah. Hey, okay, now set it down right here. Set it down right here. All right, now make sure this thing doesn't come swinging out and hits my ladder either.
Okay.
Up, 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 up. Let go. Okay. Oh, Lord.
Sorry, ass.
Finally have a punching bag, something to get some of the tension and aggression out.
Jeez.
Yes!
I know the mind forging part.
Do it. There you go. Good.
Well, Lalani did set up her little good karma room. I mean, maybe it's important to them to have a gym or whatever. If that's what they need to float their boat, then that's what they need.
Ha! Ta!
We are building a flamethrower, the weapon of doom.
With the main components of John C.'s flamethrower in place, the system must be tested for leaks.
Not fast enough?
John holds up a torch to the end of the barrel to make sure the propane is getting through. Flame on means the system is leak-free. Next step, wiring up the solenoid valve. In the shop, engineer Vlad works to salvage his makeshift claymore by sealing the can with wax from a wick.
We're trying to make an airtight seal, so we're burning it on the inside so it's going to drip and create its own seal for the detonator hole.
In the backyard, Joey blocks off the entrance where the intruders broke in 2 nights ago. Then, he and Mike assess the strength of the yard wall.
I don't know if we want to make it so we have no access to them as far as firing things out.
We need access to
I
see
think
what's
we do.
going on.
I think we need like 1 or 2 accesses. I was also thinking about this up here, putting a ladder up here. What the hell is that?
I didn't even see that platform.
The warehouse is 80,000 square feet of cavernous rooms and tucked away spaces. Even after 18 days, this elevated room has gone undiscovered.
How the hell did we miss this?
You know, there was stuff right underneath here. We probably never even bothered to. Oh my God. If there's dead bodies, do not tell me.
It's like a little room.
It's a room?
Yeah. Somebody's living up here.
What's up there?
It's like a little room.
What kind of room?
Regular room?
Somebody's living up here.
We seem to have passed up a room that we didn't notice before.
There's a little bed.
Bed?
The biggest find is a safe. Somebody was up here. There's a bottle. Oh, look.
What? Whoa.
What else did you find?
I found a safe and 2 magazines.
I know there was a bottle of something and you just...
No, there's...
Don't make me come up here, Joe. Joe, I swear to
It's
God.
good. Hold on. This definitely is vodka.
No way.
Anyone who drops that dot. Vodka.
Oh,
There is something in there.
There is something in there. We're not.
Be careful with it.
It's a safe.
I got it.
Watch out, Allison.
Why don't you just slow her down?
I got it.
We'll figure it out.
This is a cheapie. I can.
It's a cheapie. You can cut through the
I
back.
can do this real
You can
quick.
hang this up
It is
with
a
as
cheapie.
like
I
a
was surprised
picture.
how,
Let's take you to the shop.
There's
5
6.
numbers. We already know 2 of them.
The engineers see the safe as a mathematical challenge, but handyman Mike has other plans.
Somebody give me a hammer.
It was a cheap safe. Everyone argued for about a half an hour what the best way to open it was, and I just grabbed the damn thing.
I'm doing this methodically. I'm not trashing anything.
We haven't done anything too disruptive.
Now, if you know about machining and machine screws, you know that these are the ends of screws. Okay? It's screwed in from the other side. I drill these screws out, the whole mechanism flops through.
Don't need it now.
There we go, on the side.
See this flat? This is why you wouldn't use a Sawzall. See that edge right there?
Oh, yeah, how much is it?
Nothing.
Nothing. You guys are all
Oh, money!
money that's just worthless to us right now.
Worthless.
I'll take that, though. I'll take it.
6, 7, 8, 9. It's $1,000. Hey, basically, the money is worthless to us up to this point.
But what if it's not? Let's keep it.
Of course, we'll keep it.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Just put the money away, keep it safe in case we need it again.
Okay, let's hold on to it. Let's get back to work.
All right, back to work. Come on.
Okay.
Computer engineer John C. takes a break from his flamethrower to work on a new weapon, the taser.
So I've got this idea. I found an old neon sign transformer, 12,000 volts. If I hook this up to this transformer, it's very menacing looking. You know, when you wave it around, it would burn and shock you and probably take you down. I do like this thing. Ah, no, that's not that. Ow! Feels bad, doesn't it? It's not fun. Not fun. It turns somebody away, don't you think? Really hurt like hell, but it wouldn't kill you.
With the taser firing, Mike and John B. work on the escape vehicle.
We need to start concentrating on that truck because being mobile is being secure.
Just getting out to where there's less people and more of living off the land. I was raised in the countryside, like that's what I have in my mind.
The cylinder walls are so rusted, it's frozen. It's frozen, the pistons are frozen in the cylinders because of the rust. We're all ready to do a big dumb monkey thing today?
I'm ready. We're waiting on you, buddy, whatever you need.
Mike's plan is to use the weight of the truck and its momentum to break the piston loose.
We're going forward.
So now we can push on the front of it. All right, go.
We all tried to push the truck to see if we could unseize the engine. I'm still very eager to get that truck going because, you know, every day I spend here, the more certain I am that we've got to get out of here.
Did he move?
The rusted piston is loose,
Nothing.
but the truck still won't start.
The truck is my personal anguish and nightmare. The truck's motor is seized.
Mike, you're the man on this, man. We got to do this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Kind of haunting or looming in the back of my mind is the motor's cooked, and there's no way of fixing it. So, disappointment.
With the training room finished, Leilani continues her mission to punch up the volunteers' self-defense skills.
You know as well as I do, without any practice, you lose the timing, you lose the reflexes. I love personal training, I love fighting. You can hit leg, body, head.
If there was anybody here that I would be scared could kick anybody's butt, it would be Leilani.
You want to take your shins, more power. Fighting's about protection. Here. Fighting's about, if it comes down to me or you, I'm gonna make sure I'm okay. Understand? Our shins can take a lot more and it can knock someone out. Good, breathe out every time. Good, breathe out. Now show that you're breathing. Allison, over here, all right.
I did not want to punch that bag because it looked like it hurt.
Good, and back in, back to your face.
I look like an idiot.
No. You know, your best offense sometimes is defense.
Leilani is teaching us something very valuable. And it's not just fighting. She's teaching us to have confidence in ourselves.
Just making sure that people can protect themselves. And that inspires me.
Okay, guys, you guys need to have a cheers. It's our first bottle of vodka. Yes.
Oh, okay. First time I ever drank in vodka.
Hey everyone, dinner's served. Let's move in here.
I know also no business at the table, but I just want to say great friggin' job, everybody. Everybody busted. I'm sorry if I was a little, you know. Well, okay, but I just want to say great job. No, you are. And it's not. No, you are. But I'm just saying, it's not over. We still got a lot to do. But, you know, the machine is coming together. We're getting well oiled and working together well, I think. So, great job, everybody. Thank you. I think everybody did well today. I think I got a lot out of them, and I was very proud to be a part of all of it.
With the warehouse fortification almost complete, everyone finally gets some much-needed rest. A new day breaks on the colony, and the volunteers get into their morning rituals.
Double threat, man, can cook and do construction.
After breakfast, security detail continues.
This will be great. And this will be wonderful. Definitely gonna use the circular saw. All right, let's roll. Great, I got the bits, we're good.
But on the streets outside, an external threat approaches.
Joey, someone beating on our door. Just get everybody inside.
With their security projects unfinished, the colonists are caught unprepared for an attack.
Hello!
What do you want?
Hello! We come for you to do business. We have chocolate. We make business with you. It's not fight.
In a post-apocalyptic or a catastrophic disaster where banks are no longer and ATM machines don't exist, you're going to need to trade or barter for materials.
How you doing? We come to do business.
As part of the experiment, a team of gun-toting traders have been inserted to test the colonists' ability to negotiate and
We
trade,
have chocolate. We have chicken.
and to see how well they work as a team.
Is that a generator?
We have generator.
We have some water and we have some canned goods. That's about it.
Canned good? Good. I like a canned good.
Some canned goods. If you want to come in, we can let you in through the yard. I'm gonna close up, then we're gonna close behind me. Give me 2 minutes.
Let's go,
Hold your friend. I'm gonna let you down there.
Let's go.
2 people, Mike and me, are outside. You shut behind us. Start getting oranges and canned goods. That's not around too long. When it happened, Mike was the guy I wanted in the bar fight with me.
He's the kind of guy that knows that in a situation like this, you have to be harsh.
Opening up.
What's your name?
Usta.
Usta.
Gift for you. Joey.
Yeah.
We make good business with you.
All right.
No problem.
The colonists have an opportunity to acquire both necessary supplies and rare luxuries if they can handle the negotiations.
What are you looking at right away over here, besides this Jenny?
You want this?
No.
What you want? I bring.
Necessary stuff, not comfort.
What for you necessary? Look at.
What's in here?
Fresh. For salad. You make salad.
Don't need salad.
I like the chicken. I like this generator. I have a brand new air compressor right out of the box. I'll throw that in a little bit while we talk about this generator. Got a brand new jackhammer.
Brand new jackhammer
in the box still.
In the box.
Must look.
Okay, absolutely. No. Everything. We're gonna eye for eye.
Everything we do good business, huh?
I want to get the Jenny for the jackhammer and the compressor. They're willing to do that. I want to do that.
You want to do it?
We're gonna hook this up for you,
It's
okay?
no problem here. It's business.
Oh, for sake, who put
It's
this?
brand new. The wheel come off.
You say new. That's not
Hey,
new.
Michael. I want the electrical run out so this gentleman can see that it works as well.
Manager Baba, you can't manage him.
Put some power,
to it. What's going on with the generator? How far off are we? Fred.
What is this, man? Can't you guys plug in an extension cord?
I'm also dealing with some idiots in there.
Always.
I know.
I have 2.
We have many more.
Power to the cord. Power beyond a second.
Run the Jenny! Sit your together.
And run the generator and shut up!
The power's on. It should be on.
Well, it ain't getting out to here.
The colonists have come to accept the events that they're experiencing as real. And therefore, the emotions and tensions that they're experiencing are real.
Oh, shut up.
That's
That's what he said. Shut up.
Why is he the one that's out there?
I have no idea.
I come here, I show track. But you have nothing. You have red thing not working.
They're trying to get that going so I can show you that this works.
It's connected.
There it goes. There it goes.
My friend, it's working.
Generator works.
Check
Give
this
me
out.
strap.
Come here. Ready? So you know it works?
You see this? You know this.
My
For
friend,
computer.
Are we done with this, seeing that this works?
Ali Mikhaino.
We're at 20. It's obvious it's new. There it's starting to go up. We're already at 20 from 0, okay? So do we know this works?
Maybe.
Okay.
And they're the 2 hottest heads here.
Right. And we put him in charge of security, so it's all of us.
What do you mean?
We put Joey in charge.
Yeah.
He chose Mike. We have to go with it.
I put in track. What you want?
No. We
You
have
want
the
generator?
jackhammer and the
I have
compressor.
no idea.
Generator,
This is big
plus
rush.
the gas for this and that. Is that one
Ah.
deal? And then we'll talk food for food. We're talking tools for tools. Do you see how I'm doing
Show me
this?
jackhammer.
Absolutely.
He's scoping the whole place out. That's so ridiculous.
There you go.
Oh, I like it.
Okay.
Good weapon. That's it. Take a jackhammer. Put in track jackhammer.
I thought we gave away a bunch of useless stuff. jackhammer. I'm not going to be busting up any concrete anytime soon. Let them have it.
You take a jackhammer,
And then that takes the
I give
generator. All right, now let's talk
Okay,
food.
now we do.
Now we do
number
food.
one business.
I would like some of my people, just some of them, to come out and take a look.
Good.
I have a lot more people
No, I want
inside,
look. I
but
want
I'm going to
look.
bring out.
Smell it.
I'm not interested. I'm going to bring about 8
Bring
people
it.
out.
No,
Bring
come.
it. Hey, you can shut up.
Back shot. Back shot. Back shot.
I would like some of my people, just some of them, to come out and take a look. Okay? Hey, you can try it.
Back shot. You got shot.
Now!
رومباش از منه.
There will be
نداره. 8 نفر میاره بیرون.
no guns to look. I want only 8 people to come out. Keep the others inside. Please don't make them as nervous with that. You have
Nervous
to point
نکن.
fine, but up here, please, my friend. Everybody on this side so they can see us, okay? Everybody right here.
No.
Okay, you get nervous.
It's not my problem.
As of right now, we're gonna get the generator plus some gas for it. That's a done deal. We've already done that.
We traded for a 10 kilowatt generator, which is, you know, an incredible godsend to us. Things kind of went downhill from there.
Let's bring some flour
Flour and
and salt.
Have tortillas. Okay.
Don't tell him what he needs. He's not making, he's trading. Flour, salt, baking soda, and some canned goods.
There was just too much commotion, too many people grabbing this and that, and oh, happy times, let's all go up to the ice cream truck. It's not an ice cream truck.
One thing I don't have canned food.
That's what we're working on
I
right
have
now.
fresh. I don't have canned
Start
food.
bringing some canned
So I
food
go.
out. Get some canned food out here. Tell them not to package it up pretty with a bow on it. Okay, here it comes.
Don't yell at me ever again. Not in front of anyone.
I apologize.
No inbreeding yelling anymore.
I said yeah.
Who, me?
Yes, all of them. Don't yell at me.
I apologize.
Even in a simulated environment, the presence of hostile outsiders can actually cause very real tensions within the group. And tension can lead to real-life conflict.
The tuna. It's our last one.
The colonists trade canned food and other pantry items for chickens, cooking oil, and a box of toiletries. But the traders push for one more thing.
You have orange.
I have some oranges.
Show me orange.
Please hurry it up, please. Very nicely.
We're gonna give him all of these.
Don't do too much. I mean,
Yeah, we don't wanna.
What the It's taking so long.
Yes.
We can get more oranges.
yes, we can, but that risks our life.
Yeah, I know, it does.
Just pick the oranges up and carry them out. That's not
We
all
put in
the
a couple on
oranges.
the bottom. All the ones that were bad on the table, we
Look,
put
kids,
those in.
oranges are for free. Give them all the damn oranges and get what we really need. We can get more oranges.
What are we getting?
I don't care. We're gonna trade. Show
Okay.
him a bunch of oranges, and he'll give
Keep
us what
going,
we
keep
want.
going, keep going.
That much.
Let's keep moving.
Kids, they're oranges.
Then you go back there and get him. Don't yell at me. Do all that yourself.
I'm waiting a half
Don't
an hour
yell
for
at
oranges.
anybody. All right, you understand? You walk up and down and get your own.
They're sitting there just pussyfooting around, just
You're
give
the. Do you understand that? You bartered all our oranges and all this stuff for what? For what?
Give them the
You're
damn
bartering
oranges.
everything. Give them everything for what? Other perishable.
Oranges we can
You're
have.
really smart, Mike.
How many oranges are
You
we gonna
are so
flip and
smart. You're running, aren't you?
eat? No, I'm not.
Obviously, you seem to think that you are.
Well, maybe I am then.
Well, maybe you aren't.
Well, I'm the big dumb monkey, so stop me.
Exactly. Keep calling yourself that and remind yourself because you are.
Oranges, just free freaking oranges. Why give them away? Because we got them on the side of the road. He's got that we want. I just don't understand it.
Shouldn't be giving away that much food, Mike.
I don't freaking get it.
There's oranges. Lots of oranges. One orange.
What you want? What you want?
Let's kind of have a little discussion about today. You know, I think we did well. I mean, we traded well with stuff we didn't really need for the generator, with the chickens and a number of things. There was some screaming involved and you know, some disrespect, and that can't be had.
Well, I hear this all the time, the whole we need to respect, and there's always a couple people that decide to disrespect, and it's over and over again.
All right, guys. We'll have good days and bad days.
So are we gonna have a new plan? What's gonna be going on with security?
No more frivolous builds. No more, you know, I want to build a table for the room, or I want a new floor in the gym.
Well, I'm not even talking all.
The gym, and who used your tools in the gym?
Okay.
Relax. That's not what I meant.
You relax. Don't talk about the gym unless you knew how to build it.
Slow you roll.
I don't need to. No, you look. You look. You demean. Don't give me your crap. Because you try to demean everyone here. I'm so sick and tired of it. You are not God. You are not genius.
That damn gym doesn't keep us alive.
You want to go to the mat and see how good the gym is? Do you really want to go?
Come on.
You try to demean everyone here. I'm so sick and tired of it. You are not God. You are not genius.
That damn gym doesn't keep us alive.
You want to go to the mat and see how good the gym is? Do you really want to go?
Come on,
girl, you've been watching too many movies. You've been watching too many movies.
You've been watching too many male chauvinistic. If you want to take it to the mat, let's take it to the mat, and then you can see what a woman I am. Don't demean me, ever.
I'm not demeaning you.
Ever.
I'm telling
or
you
my
that gym is not
or
a priority.
my gym.
It is not
It's a priority to me.
Well, whatever it is, it exists now.
It
exists now.
Did electric save you? No.
It exists now.
Self-defense will save me.
Okay, it exists now, and that's where we're at.
The trader's visit exposed a rift in the colony. The temporary solution for the tension is to get back to work.
Okay, watch out. Is it still flaming?
With all the parts assembled, it's time to test the flamethrower.
Not enough volume. You don't have enough voltage on your battery to open up the valve. Take the one out of the truck. It should be good.
John hopes a more powerful battery will open the solenoid valve much faster and release the propane gas in a burst instead of a trickle.
Okay. Hey, that wasn't bad. Try it again.
After reworking the seal on his claymores, engineer Vlad gathers the troops for another test detonation.
Let's try it again. It's working.
With the last of the weapons complete, Joey runs through his improvements to the perimeter's fortification.
I'd like to start on the side where we last got attacked, okay? We grabbed a bunch of chain link from out back. This is gonna be a lot harder to breach than it was before. This was a part of our breach the other night as well. And this is where they came up through, right here. So again, just a garbage dump. let's keep on moving here. I basically put a board in between here and the wall, and I zipped it in with some metal screws, so that's taken care of.
Next, John C. demonstrates the flamethrower for Security Foreman Joey.
Now you see? Yeah. Good job. Just a little off the top. Okay, this is huge for us. This is really good.
2 points, Professor.
Thanks.
Nice job.
Good job, Morgan. That was fun.
That was very fun working with you, too.
It feels very good to be working on the security stuff now. I wish it wasn't an element of our life now, but you know, the last couple of weeks has shown me that it really is. I think our best security measure is when we can get that truck moving, get out of here, and move into a place where we can have a more sustainable existence.
I want to, I don't know, let me look inside this damn thing. Now, we got fuel. The butterflies aren't moving.
Internal combustion engines run on a mixture of gasoline and air. The butterfly valves in the carburetor regulate the amount of air going in. If the valves are stuck shut, no air comes in and the engine can't run.
You moving? I hear it.
Yeah, it's opening.
You got it?
Let's give it a try
Okay,
now.
hang on. Let me just get your coil.
Ignition.
You are hot.
We are hot.
That was it.
Yeah! Oh, yeah! Who's the big dumb monkey now? It runs! It runs!
Who's yelling? Who's yelling?
Me! Who do you think is yelling? You heard a motor running. Take a guess which one.
Let's hear it one more time.
The carburetor was frozen shut. Didn't check it. I checked everything. I checked the ignition. I checked the valves. We did a great job on the motor. We didn't check the car.
Gummed up, huh?
Gummed up. It's stripped off, solidly in place. The butterflies weren't opening. So how's the car going to run with the closed butterflies?
Yeah.
I just jammed a screwdriver in there.
Well, I MEK'd it. It was just all
And it opened up, and now we have...
Purrs like a kitten.
So that's it, kids. You got a running truck. So now...
Good work, Mike.
Now, what did I say before? Let me get the damn thing running, and then you guys can go nuts on it. So now, go nuts on it. Joey, put a deck on it. Put your weapons on it. Put your flamethrower on it. Paint daisies on it. I don't care. I'm going to have it running now.
Awesome job, Mike.
Clearly, security ultimately means getting out of this, this downtown area.
It's never really totally relaxed, but we are more comfortable than we were.
I think the colony is pretty prepared for their next attack. How well prepared, you never know.
Next on the colony,
That looks like solar panels.
a quest for solar power
Start disassembling the good ones.
This is a motor that hopefully is going to drive those panels.
and the experiment gets out of control as violence erupts.